Hey, what's going on guys? Motonosity here and welcome back to the Honda Grom build series. If you're new here, we're taking a bone stock Honda Grom and making it a pretty freaking sweet bike. In the last episode, I picked up, you guys probably, here, let me show it to you guys. I picked up this bike. It's a Honda CB300F. Probably won't even get this aligned correctly. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a Honda 2016 Honda CB300F. And the reason that I picked up this bike is that we're gonna be taking the engine out of this bike and putting it in the Honda Grom. It's gonna be a 300cc engine swap. I'm really excited. It's gonna be an awesome series. And that is what we're gonna be working on this week. We've got this bike, and in all my past build series, we always disassemble the bike that we're working on completely. This is gonna be the first one where we're completely, well, almost completely disassembling two bikes. I'm gonna be doing as much as I can on this bike to access the engine, the wiring harness, the gauges, and I think that's it. There may be a couple other things, but for the most part, those are the main things that I'm gonna be working on to access this week. If you wanna check out the last episode or any of the other episodes in the series, I'll have the playlist linked down in the description, make it easy for you guys to check it all out. Now, if you didn't know, at the end of this series, we're gonna be giving away the bike. Now, if you wanna get yourself entered to win the bike, make sure you head over to Patreon. All the Patreon supporters are automatically entered in to win the bike. So head over to there. You got a lot of other perks as well. Pretty awesome. We got a Discord server that's attached to it. So if you're supporting, you get access to polls and discussions on what we do to the bike. It's pretty cool, you know, if I do say so myself. So as I mentioned in the last episode, we picked up the bike. This week, we're gonna be taking everything apart, trying to access the things that we need. But before we do that, I gotta drain the fluids out of the engine. We need to get the oil, the coolant out of here so we don't have to deal with any of those fluids leaking all over my house. So that's what we're gonna do now. I gotta get this thing out into the driveway. We'll get that stuff out, and then we'll start taking this thing apart. By the way, if you wanna get updates during the week, see all the cool photos that I post, make sure you follow my Instagram, @Motonosity. Link is down in the description. Appreciate you guys. Let's get started. Cool, so it's raining, so I'm not gonna be doing the fluids outside because, well, then everything would get wet and then I would take a wet bike inside. So I'm gonna try to clear out some space inside the garage so we can do the fluids in here, and then hopefully the rain will stop and we can take the bike inside in a bit. So fortunately, the CB300F is more of a naked bike, so we really only have a few fairings to deal with, which is gonna make things a lot easier, both with this and with getting all the other stuff that we have to get off. But I believe I just need to take off this, the lower belly pan kind of fairing right here, and we should just have the, you know, I may not even need to take that off for this. We'll have to take it off, you know, anyways to get the motor out, but, yeah, the drainage bolt is accessible without even taking this off, but I'm gonna do it anyways. So I kind of had an accident. I couldn't find, you probably noticed, but I wasn't using a normal drain pan. I was using this, you know, just this plastic tray that I found. I couldn't find my drain pan, and now that I think of it, I'm not even positive that I took it out to Georgia. I think I might have trashed it when we moved, just because I didn't want an open container with, you know, leftover oil residue in the U-Haul with everything else. I think I got rid of it. So I used that plastic tray. Fortunately, not very strong. So after I filled up the tray with oil, it couldn't handle the weight. I was trying to carry it out of my garage, and the thing snapped, and I sent oil all over the floor, all over my pants. So now I got this, you know, great outfit going on right now. So that kind of, you know, wasted the last hour or so. But all the oil is out. I need to get the coolant out. Fortunately, the weather is outstanding now. The sun came out, dried up, but I should be able to take the bike out not worry about any rain or anything like that, and make it a little bit easier for me to, you know, finish up this stuff out here. Then we can roll it inside and start working on getting everything taken off. So yeah, word of advice, don't use flimsy plastic trays. Go buy yourself an actual drain pan, unless you want to ruin your pants. All right, so I got the oil out, I got the coolant out. Probably could drain a little bit more coolant, but you know, it's good enough. We're gonna have to be dealing with it later anyways, so if there's any that comes out later, that's fine. But I got the majority of it out. I was gonna roll the bike inside and start tearing it apart inside, but it's really nice out here. The temperature's good. A lot of good lighting, so I'm gonna take off as much as I can. Not like big stuff that'll prevent me from actually rolling it inside, but you know, plastics, exhaust, things like that I can just do out here no problem. So I'm gonna get work on that, and then we'll take it inside. So I got the left side fairings on, I got the right side fairings on, I got the exhaust off, and I got the tank off, which was a little bit of trouble. It took me a while to freaking get the little valve. Every single brand has a different type of valve for the fuel cutoff, or the connection to the fuel tank. Regardless, I got it off. So tank is off, and you know, there's not a whole lot else that I really feel like taking off outside. So I think I'm gonna take it inside, or maybe I'm gonna actually, before I do that, I'm gonna start unplugging some of this just so I can see if there's anything else that I want to take off before I take it inside. There's like a million different plugs here, and so if I just follow the harness on each one of these plugs, it shouldn't be too hard. It's not like it is on my R6 where I've got 1,000 different plugs, and before I get too far, I'll get it rolled in inside, and we'll start doing the serious stuff. All right, I changed my mind, so I'm gonna leave it there. There's only one more thing that I want to do before I take it inside. I'm gonna have to get the chain removed in order to disconnect the motor. At least that's gonna be the easiest way to do it. So I'm gonna do that out here because I'm just gonna do the quick way, which is just grinding it off. So I'm gonna do that real quick. We'll get the chain off there, and then we'll roll the bike inside. Good morning, day 2. We're gonna finish up the disassembly today and get the stuff that we need. Let's get to it. Well then, oh my gosh, there's a driver's license and a credit card, or a debit card, inside the bike. So I actually found the driver's license and the debit card for what I assume is the person who owned the bike and wrecked it. I don't know how it managed to get under here. So here's the air box, and it was underneath this down here. My only guess is they had it like back here, but I have no idea. I'm obviously not going to show it, but they were from Wisconsin, so that's cool. I'm a Packers fan, by the way. That's why I think it's cool. So I got the majority of the plugs undone from like the center area of the bike and connected to the engine and all of that. The main things that I have left on the harness are around the rear on the taillight and around the front on the headlight and the turn signals. So I think I'm gonna have to start taking off some of the plastics and the headlight in order to get those remaining plugs out so I can actually pull out the whole harness. Wiring harness is done. I swear, that was the most convoluted tail I have ever worked on a motorcycle. But finally got it taken care of. It's a little easier to work with when you don't care if you damage stuff. Now, because I like procrastinating taking out the motor as long as possible, because I know it's going to be difficult, I'm going to take out the gauge cluster next. After that, then we got the motor, and then we're done. Yeah, I think this is just about done. I got the motor dropped out as much as I can. The jack stand is the jack is, you know, all the way down, so I can't lower it anymore. But I've confirmed that nothing else is attached, nothing else is in the way of the motor. So really the only issue I have right now is clearance. But I'm alone, so I can't, like, ideally I would, you know, pick up the motor a little bit, get the jack stand out, and then I could, you know, kind of angle the engine out of there. But I can't do that alone. So I'm gonna have to wait till Abby can help me out. She's not here right now. So then I'll get the motor out, and then we should be done. As soon as Abby gets back, I'll get that thing out of there and we'll be done. We're all done, guys. I managed to get it out myself. Abby tried to help me a little bit, but we were having trouble, and then she had to get on a call for work. But I managed to get it out myself. I kind of lifted up the engine and managed to move out the jack, so I had more room to work with. And then it was just moving the engine back and forth a little bit, and got it out. Now we got a rolling chassis, if you will. It was a lot of work, but that's done, guys. We have everything out: harness, gauges, engine. This was a super productive episode. It took me freaking 3 days to film all of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, but that's it. Remember, we are giving this bike away at the end of the series, so if you want to contribute to the Patreon, all supporters on Patreon will get automatically entered in to win this bike. However much you support is the number of entries you get. The details are over there on Patreon. You guys have been awesome. Remember, hit that subscribe button if you're not subbed already so you get notified when these videos go live. Turn on notifications, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, at Motonosity. You guys have been awesome. I've been Motonosity. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life lived. And I'll see you guys in the next one.